Hello, and for those of you all that continued on, I am back. My name is Divine Sunshine. Welcome to Divine Unisouls 11. So I'm going to talk about what's happening in the little energies in our transit. So we know that right now we have the new moon. It's a new moon. The moon energies is in Virgo, and we got the Pluto this in Aquarius too as well. So when we're talking about Virgo energies, we're talking about being analytical, dedicated, discriminating, efficient, health conscious, helpful, introverted, logical, practical, precise, punctual, pure, responsible, sensible, fussy, overcritical, and worrying. It's interesting. I've had people, friends, and like when I look at the Virgos on the outside, they don't look like they kind of portray all that worrying. And this is about, I guess I've been today years old to understand that these Virgos really worry. And when I started to kind of look at it and my eyes opened to that, I was like, oh wow. I knew there was something else I wanted to say on the other one. Also, Spirit had brought to me too is I've been off. Kind of watch, be aware of, and say 5 secretly sabotaging things, your bones. Bones mean structures. Watch again how there are 5 things, what it is to help us to change. But there are 5 things that they're saying that in some ways that we need to be aware of sabotaging. Too much information. Too much information they're trying to know. Too much information about who you are. Too much information about how things are going to show up for you. Too much information about how things are going to affect you. Too much information about how spirit is going to move. Those are the 5 things. I don't know what I said a channel did, but you can look back through it and see. So we have to watch that. Sometimes again, it's the Adam and Eve kind of thing where it is from the Bible. Again, as an example, which is again how again Adam and Eve and their so-called eating from that thing and the from the fruit from the tree of life, and then again here comes being tempted by the reptilian consciousness of things and causing them to create this change when they were really actually in a utopian kind of thought process. So what that means to me is sometimes when we going on YouTube or we go and read information, I know I was watching the movie and it was talking about knowledge is stronger than belief. Yes, but sometimes when you know things, you can't unsee or unlearn what you just learned. And so when we're talking about that, Adam and Eve, which is again in our masculine and our feminine energies, how we're going about being, how we identify ourselves, what we're observing, and then when we think about our masculine energies, how we are going out there and doing it based upon what's going on, so within, so without. When we know a lot of information, it taints us from us being really coming from that place of being a sovereign being, which means I'm this blank. Again, I am again a clean slate, and because of me not having really some knowledge to go by, all I can go on is what I feel and I believe. And in some ways, you're going at it based off of heart because the mind can't get involved. And so when we do those things in which the mind can get involved, it causes that sabotage or that block. So when we're talking about with the divine masculine and divine feminine, they're working together like Adam and Eve before they got that fruit, which is again, it could be a knowledge. Most of the apple is the knowledge, and because of the reptilian kind of thing, and I'm just going off of what is being downloaded to me, reptilian again is that fear factor too as well, or if you want to say that lower consciousness or that darkness, well again with the dark energies of thought matter or whatever way you want to call it comes about, what does it cause you to go into the fear factor? So that because again also when your reptilian brain kicks in, you can't think. So you're not really able, you're paralyzed to be able to make any other moves. So that's the same thing, just like if you go back to the story where the universe, God, or the creator has stated, say, hey, who told you you were naked? At that point, because of you having your eyes being open, you having knowledge about a lot of things like that, that causes you, it's hard for you to go back to that state of consciousness of believing that, hey, this can happen. So that's why, again, like, again, you watch so many videos talk about, okay, when's my twin gonna come back to me, or am I gonna be able, I'm looking at this astrology talking about Aries or whatever like that, and then the person comes on there and tell you, well, you know, you can't go, you can't get that because right now we're in retrograde, so you can't get that car because it really ain't that good time for you to get that car. And then you're like, well, damn, you know, I felt in my heart like this is time for me to get this car. Nah, so-and-so, sovereign being, 129, say it ain't good time. So I guess if they say it ain't a good time, it ain't a good time. So this is what I'm saying is, like, again, you got to watch where you're getting your fruit from, where you're getting your information, what's being able to feed you, so you can be able to move and act on. And when that comes along, when you got all that knowledge going on, and that's why sometimes too much, I know we have been, you got to watch those idioms where they're saying, you know, knowledge is power. Some of them little sayings like that is like programming us to say, yeah, knowledge is power. No, knowledge sometimes is not power. Is power. So trying to flip up my words. It's not power. Sometimes it causes empowerment because it causes impairment and it makes you scared. There go that reptilian where they say snake came in there. Well, you trying to give you that fruit, which would be that knowledge from that tree of life, because now you're looking at life in a whole perspective. And so this is where we have to kind of really kind of watch it as far as what we are feeding off of. Now we see what we are always naked. Well, I don't have no power. You know, if you go by that story, it's like, again, now I don't have no power. Well, who told you ain't got no power? Now you're not believing that you're divine, because, again, going back to my example I gave you, well, who told you can't get that car? Well, sovereign being 129 says, okay, in the universe is like, didn't I just tell you to go get that car today? Yeah, but you know, he said that it ain't good time. So we in retrograde, the stars ain't aligned, Virgo is too meticulous, is looking for all the little specific things and all that stuff. So, you know, we have to, again, watch as far as too much knowingness about things, because it bucks against us having that sovereign beingness as well. Now I almost feel like I need to stop and say do it for the next one, because I don't want, again, and it's not called, and the universe would like to say, you know, not the universe, but out in the world would like to say, well, you know, now that's an oxymoron, and now you're kind of being contradiction of yourself, because now you're trying to give them information. You will know when it's too much. Like, again, when it resonates, when you say, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed, and that's what's happened to me. I've even fallen asleep on meditations. Why? Because my body say, you don't need to hear it, you've been overfilled. That's enough. You know, so you'll kind of know when it's like, hey, okay, when your twin coming. Okay, click. I don't need to know that, because then it's called kicking cans. I'm going to keep on looking for February the 28th to come around, because, you know, sovereign being 129 say he coming February 28th. Okay, it could be, but because maybe something within you, it triggers something. You like, I don't know, he done, because he got so-and-so, and he say he overseas, he ain't able to make his way here. So I don't know how sovereign being 129 say that's going to happen. You know, so that is something that you kind of, again, have got to keep in mind. I'm seeing to say a home alarm. So yeah, your home is alarm going on. You need to kind of keep your, this is home, protected, so that it's just not just anything coming on in. So I went on to that, and I'm like, yeah, that is something that we needed to, I forgot to put in the other one, but for us to really truly understand, watch the information, that you're soaking in and you're bringing in too as well, because too much knowledge is not always power, and knowledge is not always stronger than belief, because in our world it's flipped. The belief is stronger than the knowledge. It's your belief that gives power to what you know, and then that's when it becomes concrete. And you can say your knowledge about yourself in spirit helps to make your belief strong, which makes it a manifestation, and so be it, so it is. So that's a whole different thing. But when we talk about like man's knowledge and book knowledge and things of that nature, there is a thin line to that when it's time to be used. Okay. All right, then I'm gonna stop right there because I think that's enough in your mind for you to do that. So I'll series this out. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. Love you. Here, like, share, and subscribe for next time. All right, then. We talk to you real soon.